Good afternoon, friends. Important video on one of the burning topic for which a different writ petition in different High Court. Section 168, capital A. This section got introduced when COVID-19 came in March 2020, and this section was introduced through taxation and other laws, relaxation of certain provision, Ordinance 2020, so TOLO, which later becomes TOLA Act, and this section got introduced. As per this section, time limit can be extended in special circumstances in respect of action, any action which cannot be completed or complied with due to force majeure. What is force majeure? We will discuss. And it was given retrospective effect from July 1, 2017. And the way force majeure, the term defined by way of explanation, force majeure means war, epidemic, flood, etc. or otherwise. So wider coverage is being given in the term force majeure, and because of this implementation, we cannot implement any provision of the CGST Act. So this is how force majeure, because of force majeure, war, epidemic, flood, many terms are being included in the definition, and at the end or otherwise, because of this certain provision, or you can say any provision, that is how it is being defined, of CGST Act cannot be implemented. So in this context we are discussing this particular video, because many writ petition got filed in different High Court, and we all are looking what would be fate of such writ petition. Before I start, there are two contrary: Kerala High Court single member bench, Faisal Traders; Allahabad High Court division bench, Gajiano. Both High Court has concluded that notifications issued under section 168A are valid, and there is no arbitrariness, and they do not ultravires the provision of section 168 capital A of CGST Act. So let's start and you try to understand that with this TOLO, initially the notification number 35/2020 central tax got introduced, and they have relaxed time period for certain provision with late fees and other compliances. Subsequently 14/2021 central taxes again introduced to provide interim relaxation for the compliances of certain provision. Now here from the story starts. 47 GST Council meeting, which was held on 28 and 29 June 2022. And in this GST Council meeting, they have considered that because of COVID-19, and they have taken cognizance of COVID-19 as acknowledged by Honorable Supreme Court, suo motu cognizance order of Honorable Supreme Court, you must be recalling. They have taken the cognizance of Supreme Court order. COVID-19 came from March 2020, widespread, and because of that 168A got introduced through TOLA. So what they have taken cognizance of, that because of COVID-19, and here is important, because of COVID-19, the Revenue Department, they could not do certain action because of force majeure COVID-19. They were staggered timing These were the argument noted in GST Council agenda paper, 47 GST Council meeting. Reduced staff, staggered timing, exemption to certain officer from joining the office, and because of this, they could not undertake, they could not do scrutiny, assessment and audit of the return filed by the taxpayer, and thereby they were not in a position to issue so-called notice or pass order under section 73 or 74. This was the cognizance. 74 I am referring, it was considered, but later on, as per the law committee, it is being decided that if time need to be extended, it should be extended only for section 73. For the reason 74 is having wide time period, 5 years from the due date of furnishing annual return. So it was only considered for section 73 non-fraud case, and GST Council acknowledged to extend the time period. For issuance of order, 3 years from the due date of furnishing annual return, and so-called notice at least 3 months before from this due date for passing the order, right? This was section 73, and keeping this in mind, because of COVID-19, region is reduced staff, staggered timing, certain officer could not attend the office, they could not do scrutiny, assessment, audit. They have acknowledged to extend the time period as per section 168 capital A, and thereby they have issued notification number, and herefrom all story starts. 13/2022, dated 5th of July 2022. They have extended time period for passing order under section 73 subsection 10, an order to be passed under section 73 subsection 9 till 30th September 23. 30th September 23. So GST Council, 47 GST Council meeting sitting on 28 June 2022, taking clue of COVID-19 as force majeure, and you would be recalling that Honorable Supreme Court has concluded as a cognizance order that it is over by 28th of February 2022. Time period to be excluded 15th March 2020 to 20th February 2022, but thereafter because of COVID they could not do. So time period extended for them sitting in the month of June 2022, extended till 30th September 23. Alright, no issue, they have done that. Then 49 GST Council meeting held on 29th of February 23, and you must listen. 29th of February 23, and taking the same cognizance of COVID-19 which was considered in 47 GST Council meeting. Now again they are saying this time limit to be extended for passing the order under section 73. Initially, this 30th September 23 was meant only for the financial year 17-18. Only for the financial year 17-18. So what is this reference? You must try to understand. 17-18, due date for filing annual return was 5th or 7th February 2020. Last date. 5th or 7th February, there are certain state given time period accordingly. For 17-18, 47 GST Council meeting deciding in June 2022 by notification number 13/2022 dated 5th July 2022 for 17-18, they have a extended time period till 30th September 23. So this time period extended. Otherwise, normally could have been 3 years from the due date of furnishing annual return. So due date was 5th or 7th February 2020. 3 years become 5th or 7th February 23 for the passing order, and so caused notice at least 3 months before. This time period was extended to 30th September 23 in notification number 13/2022 Central Tax 5th of July 2022. No problem. But 49 GST Council meeting, which is again acknowledging this COVID-19 and feeling pain of taxation department, that they could not do that because of reduced staff, staggered timing. Certain officer could not join, exempted from joining the office. They could not do scrutiny, assessment and audit. Hence, they can't issue such order under section 73. Once again, they have taken a call. This date must be extended. Now, the notification, which is the impugned notification in a different writ petition in different high court, 9/2023 Central Tax dated 31st March 23. In March 23, when no COVID-19, but taking cognizance of COVID-19 was there and they could not do, they must be given some privilege for extension of time period in section 168A in the name of force majeure circumstances. Alright, so 9/2023, now extending time period for 17/18 from 30th September 23 to 31st December 23. 3 months. So preempting, sitting in the month of March, extending time period from 30th September 23 to 31st December 23. So look at this extraordinary power, which as per them is reasonable. For 1819, now they are saying the date would be 31st March 24 for passing the order under section 73 subsection 10 for 1819. For 1920, it would be 30th June 24. So this time period, and this notification got impugned. It is not the end of the story. Then another notification, 56/2023 Central Tax dated 28th December 23, again extending time period for 1819 from 31st March 24 to 30th April 24, and for 1920 from 30th June to 31st August 24. And in between, after 49 GST Council meeting, no recommendation. So 56/2023 only amending the base notification, and this amendment continues like this. Now story starts here. We all are pleading in the writ petition for 17/18, normal 3 years time period end on 5th or 7th February 23. They were given extra time till 30th September 23 by 13/2022 Central Taxes 5th July 2022. Why then further 3 months time period given by 9/2023? Sitting in the month of March 23 or extending till 31st December, preempting from September to December, and you're saying COVID-19 effect is continuing. This is what the justification, and because of COVID-19, which is force majeure, they have to extend the time period because they could not do scrutiny, assessment and audit. So we all the writ petition are talking about how come they are being empowered to issue such notification, that too in 23 when COVID-19 is nowhere. Honorable Supreme Court has categorically said that COVID is over till 20th February 2022, but they are considering this was the region and they could not do, they must be given time frame. Extension, 49 GST Council meeting. Alright, no problem. So question H, if it is 30th September, which was initially given 23, why it was extended to 31st December? 3 months. And this is how given free. It is not extraordinary power and with no cognizant reason. COVID-19 is not there, and they were given enough time period starting from June 2022 till 30th September, now extending to 31st December. What is the cognizant reason? But look at the, kind of, two judgment I'm just discussing with all of you. Honorable Kerala High Court, with all due regards to both the High Court, but I'm making my personal comment, not to hurt anyone. Kerala High Court is saying it is executive power and they can extend the timeline. Allahabad High Court is saying no, it is legislative power, which is coming out on recommendation of GST Council as per the section 168A, existing background of COVID-19, and that is being acknowledged. That is the reason these notifications are right when issued by central government or state government. Perfect. That is what legislative function that is being performed, and these notifications are correct. And Allahabad High Court Division Bench judgment is only for the financial year 17-18. They are not touching 18-19. So 18-19 I will touch little later. So my question to all of us together. COVID-19 only for the department, not for the taxpayer. Let me take one argument forward. You must be recalling AP High Court judgment under section 16 subsection 4. Time limit to avail credit, Thirumalakonda plywood. The fact of the matter in that case was, and department denied the credit barring by limitation as per section 16 subsection 4. It was March 2020 GSTR 3B. COVID came in March 2020, financial year 1920. He was supposed to file till 20th October 2020. He could not do that. 6 months we could not operate. There was no business, no money flow, nothing. He could file his 3B only on 27th November 2020, and his credit was denied. Was it not a reason? I'm saying to Honorable GST Council and CBIC and all government officials, March 2020, for you it was COVID-19. You're extending time period again and again. Was it not for taxpayer? March 2020, 3B. Is it not clear-cut discrimination? I'm saying that these are the argument is not being taken up as yet, but I'm telling you this matter will travel to Honorable Supreme Court. When 168 capital A talking about extending time limit in special circumstances in respect of action cannot be completed or complied with due to force majeure, why this extension was not given to the taxpayer when this is the reason for department to get extension for passing order under section 73? Second, if you look at section 168A, it is talking about impossibility. Cannot be completed. Action cannot be completed due to force majeure. Whereas section 172 exists, and that got extended from 30th June 2020 for the next 2 years. Initially it was 3 years, extended to 2 more years, 5 years. Removal of difficulties order. So if there is any difficulty, of course, COVID-19 could have been considered as difficulties. We were doing other compliances in GST law. So it is not impossibility, difficulties. And could have been passed under section 172. What was the need of 168A? It is talking about impossibility, then only you can invoke. When everything getting stopped, you can't do. And this cannot do is a bigger term to understand. So we were all complying with the GST law during those periods with the extended time period, either with the late fees or reduced interest rate or nil interest rate. So it is difficulties. They could have invoked 172. But nevertheless, this is the legal argument which I am putting for. Third, Honorable Allahabad High Court has not considered the argument of Honorable Supreme Court in the case of Mohit Mineral, wherein it is being stated that GST Council recommendation can have persuasive value, can be little recommendatory, but that cannot be a law. Law should be as per the provision of the Act. So GST Council, acknowledging COVID-19 as a force majeure, extending time period in June 2022, what was the need that GST Council is considering in 49 GST Council meeting again in 23 and saying COVID-19, it is only for the department, not for the taxpayer. We need to really ask this question to ourselves. And then again 56/2023, I'm drawing your attention, please. 9/2023 has given timeline, right? They extended time period 30th September 23 to 31st December 23 for 17-18. 3 months. Sitting in March, extending time period from September to December, preempting COVID-19. Then 18-19 giving time period till 31st March 2024, 9/23, and 30th June 24, 56/2023, central tax notification issued on 20th December 23, again extending time limit for 18-19 from 31st March to 30th April 24, 1 month extension. For 19-20, it is from 30th June to 31st August 24. What is the reason? And in between there was no GST Council recommendation. So 18-19 need to be tested. 19-20 need to be tested. I'm telling you, these are all open question and will travel to Honorable Supreme Court, definitely. So I'm first creating contradiction that the Kerala High Court said it is executive function, they can issue a notification. Allahabad High Court saying no, it is not executive, not administrative. For extending timeline or condone delay is legislative function. That is what first contradiction. Second, COVID-19 is the reason for the department. Why COVID-19 is not the reason for the taxpayer benefit? Why you are not given extension of time limit under section 16 subsection 4 for March 2020 GSTR 3B when COVID came? Why it was not done? And my question to all of us together, including all tax professional and department, when COVID-19 for the department and COVID-19 for the taxpayer. How come, with all due regards to GST Council, take cognizance for the department and they can't hurt, lot many representation has gone to them on section 16 subsection 4. Why it was not considered? Is it not straightforward discrimination? It is not going against ease of business. Who is going to listen to us? To whom we should go and pray for it? But these Supreme Court 16 subsection 4 SLP in the Supreme Court, and I'm telling you this section 168A will also go to the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court, and we all are praying for the justice, natural justice, so that we can understand. And discrimination on the face of it, you are giving extraordinary power that you're extending timeline by notification number 9/2023 from 30th September to 31st December 23 for 17-18, preempting 7 months in future. If department is taking all advantage, and for them if we are hearing staggered timing, was it not there for the taxpayer? Reduced staff, was it not there for the taxpayer? Certain employees were exempted from coming to the office, was it not there for the taxpayer? Why this is not considered for the taxpayer? I may be little agitated in this video, but I'm only saying from taxpayer perspective, why only one-sided when you really take cognizance of COVID-19 for the department? I'm asking to Honorable GST Council and CBIC, why it is not being considered for the taxpayer? What is the wrong this taxpayer has done? Are we not contributing? Are we not supposed? Revenue is coming from us. Why we will not be given the same benefit? And why we wait that this matter will travel to the High Court and Supreme Court and then only we will come out? I'm little agitated today because when I saw that this kind of judgment, we have to really consider. I'm saying that okay, whatever decided, but we have to really understand the point which we are drawing and discussing here. And even I did discuss that the 172 talks about removal of difficulties order, which could have been followed instead of section 168 capital A. If it is followed COVID-19 for department, it could have been followed even for the taxpayers' benefit. Why those were stopped? Now, having said that, what is the way forward? I'm damn sure this matter will travel before Honorable Supreme Court. High Court, we may have different judgment, different background. Of course, it will again be a subject matter to wait and watch. But only two-liner to Honorable GST Council and CBIC. With all, center and state participating and deciding, please acknowledge a position of ease of business. Create par level for the taxpayer and tax department both together. When you talk about credit rating for the taxpayer, there should be credit rating for the tax officer as well. And that is how we can see the, environment of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. And that is how we can say we are on a right path. Yeah, I've made certain comments, but maybe, I have not made to personally hurt anyone, but objective was to draw your attention. Lot of taxpayers are watching, lot of tax department officials are watching. They can really judge by themselves. I'm leaving this topic to them to judge by themselves. Am I right or wrong? If I'm wrong, please write in a comment box. Say, Bimal, you're wrong. It is only for the tax department to get the advantage. It is only for the revenue to get the advantage, right? It is not like that. If you are getting advantage of COVID-19 because of force majeure, the same benefit must be extended to the taxpayer. And my humble submission, keeping finger crossed, we have also filed a different petition in different high court on section 168A, keeping finger crossed. We will definitely argue these points and we will try our best to prove our worth that we have tried. Rest, leaving it to God. Gita ka saar hai na? Leave it to God. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.